Bitcoin is hanging by a thread. We're still waiting on the approval of the Bitcoin ETFs. We also have BNB just above the $200 price level, trying to hang in there. And with Ethereum, it's inside of the death cross pattern. These are all very bearish looking indicators suggesting that we could be seeing a further decline in the cryptocurrency market. We do have an article here from Cointelegraph, which I'll be going through, highlighting more of the events that are taking place and what's on people's radar right now with Bitcoin. I'll also be diving into the price charts for these three primary tokens, as well as a couple other tokens. So let's go ahead and get started here. First up, you guys can see this is from Cointelegraph, titled Bitcoin Bids Move to Lowest Since March as Bitcoin Price Dips Under $25,700. Now, as of the time of me recording this video, the price is essentially right there on that line. We do have on the course of the day that drop down, that bottom wick. It did bounce off of this level of around $25,400. As I have already used this line in previous videos and I've been showing you guys this. But what's also important to highlight here before I get back into the article is that right off the bat, you guys can see that there's three instances of bouncing off of this key level support right around 25,400. The first of which taking place back on August 22nd. Another day is September 1st. And then for today, September 6th. When you're looking at trend patterns, you want at least two instances of something happening. Ideally, it's three or more. So the fact that we have three instances now suggesting going down and tapping this line, we are very likely to see that happen yet again. And on top of that, we also have the green line that's the 50 moving average, the yellow line, the 200 moving average, very close to converging together, suggesting a death cross there as well. So not looking good in that regard. I will go ahead and dive a little bit more into the trading charts in just a moment. But continuing on with this. So Bitcoin price action reflects a tug of war between weak bulls and bears, but Bitcoin breaks down is firmly on the cards. Bitcoin's bullish momentum is fading as liquidity shifts preempt a volatile move, a new analysis warns. In an X post on September 6th, so weird that people are using that now instead of Twitter tweets. In an X post on September 6th, Keith Allen, co-founder of Monitoring Resource Material Indicators, flagged fresh shifts on the Binance order book. Bitcoin's price has stayed tightly range-bound since the weekend, but exchange data suggests that the status quo may be about to change. Publishing a snapshot of the Bitcoin USD order book on Binance, Allen cautioned over what he called concerning changes in liquidity. Bid support moved down to concentrate around $24,600 on the day, with that price level not seen on spot markets since March. What is most concerning here is that the largest concentrations of Bitcoin bid liquidity have now moved below the previously established lower low at the bottom of the range. Part of an accompanying commentary stated, Bitcoin USD put in its lowest post-March dip in mid-June, reaching $24,750 before reversing higher. Data from Cointelegraph Markets Pro and TradingView confirms. Continuing, Allen said that he envisioned a similar bounce from current spot levels before any downside returned. From a macro perspective, I do expect to see price breakdown eventually, so the thought of printing a new lower low isn't surprising, but I did expect to see a stronger short-term rally from this range before that happens, he wrote. That said, bears are yet to gain the upper hand entirely. At this stage, I'm not seeing either side establish any real strength. In fact, in my opinion, this move doesn't indicate strength in bearish momentum as much as it indicates that bullish momentum and sentiment seem to be fading, he concluded. Whatever the case, I do not trust those buy walls to just sit there and get filled. Allen previously highlighted 24,750 as the line in the sand for bulls to hold in order to protect the wider Bitcoin price uptrend, another big move brewing for Bitcoin. Elsewhere, popular trader Skew agreed that volatility should soon return, pointing to activity on derivatives markets. Fellow trader Credible Crypto, known for his comparative optimism on Bitcoin price prospects, also hoped that the downside would be limited to the high $24,000 range. The local low on major liquid/spot exchanges is at $25,200, he told X subscribers on the day alongside an explanatory chart. Would love to see those lows taken while still holding the higher time frame low at 24,800, which is the more important one before reversal back up to fill the inefficiency above us into supply red. Okay, so something else that I really want to point out to you guys is what is going on in the rest of the world. Well, the war between Ukraine and Russia, with Russia's attack on Ukraine, I should say, is still ongoing. That is still something that's prevalent. It is affecting the economies in the world and how trades are taking place. And in addition to that, we also have the election that is going to be happening next year. Reports are coming out right now that it looks like Saudi Arabia is starting to bump up their prices on oil, leading many to theorize that the reasoning behind that is to try and help influence for their own personal political stances, and trying to have that reflect into the sentiment from the American citizens. So having higher gas prices, if that does take place, people will start to have concerns again about the state of the economy, may cause people to be hesitant of making investments into things such as stocks or cryptocurrencies. And in addition to that, we also have the Congress is coming back into session, and some of the Congress members are threatening a government shutdown unless their certain terms are met, which many people look at as essentially trying to hold the United States economy hostage. But that would be a government shutdown. That is something that would be leading more towards the end of the year. But we are right now in September. We only have a couple months left to go in this year. So these are things that are very important that very well could have a further impact on how people are making their trading decisions. And if people are trying to short these things, when I say these things, I'm talking about cryptocurrency here, then these elements could just be used as fuel for them to motivate, causing further panic. So do keep that in mind. Hopefully this stuff does actually go up right now. These indicators are not looking great. We can also see that with Ethereum, as I mentioned, that we do have that death cross that's already taken place right here, and suggesting that we are going to see a further bear market. We do have a bounce off that level of support at 1,600. $1,613. You guys can see that that's holding pretty consistently there. We almost had a tap here on August 22nd. We did have a tap here on September 1st, another one on September 5th, and then for today. So essentially, I would look at this as 4 instances of that happening, meaning that over the next days, we're going to see that tapping more and more and more, which suggests a higher likelihood that we see a break and this ends up going down. If it drops below $1,600, a lot of people are going to be looking at what it's going to be doing on its way towards $1,500. Now, as far as for BNB, we can see BNB is at $214 right now. It's moving sideways. But what have we been seeing with this trend? With this, we see that it has been going sideways during, where's my line? Okay, let's try and refresh the page. Maybe that'll actually give it there. Yeah, see, that's so weird. Very, very weird. Anyways, so we got the sideways action going into this consolidated space. Then we had a significant drop. Kind of went sideways for a little bit, tried to get some momentum going upwards, but then got rejected, came back down, back into the same channel zone that we were seeing right here, right? Actually, starting from back here. So if this does continue onwards, we might see a further drop down as we see what happens with Ethereum and with Bitcoin, both taking hits. And if that does end up happening, dropping below this key level support of $200 for BNB could end up being quite devastating for its price. A lot of people have been saying 200 is a very important level. Dropping below 200, not looking very pretty there. Now, if we look at the general crypto market, we can see that we have essentially everything flat for the day. We did see over for Bitcoin and the other tokens that there wasn't much volume going on. We do see this CAS token is up 12.46%, so it's doing pretty good there. But other things such as XRP, it's down 0.6%. Solana's down 3.32%. Dogecoin is down 0.85%. BNB is essentially flat on the day. And there we go. So now moving on, a couple more tokens, and then we'll wrap up this video. SafeMoon on the Binance Smart Chain is up 1.31% with $17,000 in buy volume. $8,600 in sell volume. Then we see SafeMoon on the Ethereum side. It is down 0.22%. There's 3 transactions. They were all for selling, and it's $791 total. SafeMoon with Polygon is down 3.18%, $291 in buy volume, but there's $7,700 in sell volume. And Blockbuster Tech is down 0.66%. Again, down 0.66%, $2,200 in buy volume versus $2,900 in sell volume. So there are your latest price moves, guys, for the cryptocurrency market. If you want to check out my other series that I've been doing, I've been chronicling my journey trying to get passive income, and I've been getting passive income with a service through a company called TFVPM. I have 4 episodes done. You can see the first episode, me giving you guys an introduction. I just decided to go ahead and put my money in. I actually do a withdrawal testing to make sure that withdrawal systems do work. And so I've got 4 episodes up right now. I'm almost to $1,000 a month in passive income. I should be hitting that, I think, in either 2 or 3 more days. So I'm actually really excited about that. I'll be doing another video follow-up there, but I just did episode 4 yesterday. I think it was yesterday. And yeah, you guys can learn more about what's going on over there. Be responsible, do your own research, not financial advice. Project that I'm looking at out of everything right now that I'm personally excited about. So yeah, okay. I'm mainly mentioning that right now because of the fact that we see that the rest of the market isn't really doing much. So people are looking for things that are trying to do something. I'm personally using that. I'm noticing that it is doing something for me. So I figured I would just go ahead and add that in there. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate my Patreon supporters. Double shout out thank you to WeLoveSafeMoon.com, Victor Vegas, SafeMoon Oz for being higher level patrons. Thank you to my YouTube members for your support as well. God bless, and we'll see you in the next episode.